workout is mindful mobility. So we're gonna work on joint motions. We're gonna mix in some durability, some stretching, some mobility through our joints, and a little bit of breathing mixed in to start off this very, very cold Thursday. So to start off, we're gonna start with our cervical spine. So we're gonna lock everything else in place. Arms go down to our sides. We are only gonna be moving from our neck. Chin comes down, touches the chest, scrapes to the left shoulder until it can't go any further. Once you hit that sticking point, lean to the left and big around the back. Chin comes to our right shoulder and scrape slowly to center, and we come up. As we go back the other way, think about like you're moving your head through mud, so there's gonna be resistance against you. Chin goes down slowly to chest. Scrapes as far as it can to the right shoulder, then hold, lean to the right shoulder, around the back, chin to our left shoulder, scrapes to our chest, and up to center. We're gonna go one more time each direction. Chin goes slowly down to the chest, scrapes as far as we can to the left. Remember, we're only moving through our neck, not letting our shoulder come up. Around the back, chin to our right shoulder, scrape to center, and up, one vertebrae at a time, extend. Chin comes down to our chest, nice and slow, like we're fighting through mud. Scrape to the right shoulder, around the back. Chin touches left shoulder, scrapes across the clavicle, and up to center. All right, shake that one out. We're gonna move into our thoracic spine and our lumbar spine. So we're gonna do a couple of rotations with these, a couple of controlled articular rotations, and then we're gonna move into some spinal waves where we'll really start to get into some difficult movements. So for this one, we're gonna get up tall on our knees. We're gonna give ourselves a high hug, tuck our chin down into our chest. We're gonna start to fold forward, one vertebrae at a time, keeping those hips locked in place. We don't want to see the hips start to fall back. As we come down, we will rotate to the left, lean to the left, extend big and around the back. Left shoulder comes towards right knee, and then back to center, and up nice and tall. We're gonna watch Adam do it now the opposite direction. He's going to fold down, his hips stay in place, his butt does not come backwards. He then rotates right, holds at his endpoint, tilts, extends up tall through the back. Then he's gonna try and bring his right shoulder down to his left knee. And then he comes back to center and up, one vertebrae at a time. We're going one more time each direction. Down to center, rotate left, left lean, around big the back, left shoulder to right knee, center, and up nice and tall. Take him back the other direction, Adam. He goes down to center. He's then going to rotate through his thoracic spine, lean, looking for big spinal extension here. Right shoulder tries to find its way down to the left knee, to center, and then back up. The next one we're gonna do is we're gonna work on segmentation of our spine. So we're gonna work on moving those vertebrae one at a time. So our starting position for this is going to be in full spinal extension. So we're up as nice and tall as we can. From here, we're going to start with our lower butt, our tailbone, and we're going to tuck that up under ourselves. We're then going to try and move one vertebrae up at a time, working all the way up to the neck and finishing with the head. So Adam's gonna go into full extension again, starting this over. He's gonna follow my fingers, tucking here under, then here, slowly working his way up until finally his head tucks under. And then we're gonna go again. That's 2 reps. We're gonna go through 6 reps here. So start full extension, tuck your tailbone, then your low back, mid back, upper back, and head comes under. Come up here, Ad, as you keep doing them. 3 reps. We've got 2 more reps here. Full extension. He's gonna tuck his tailbone, then low, slower, 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 all the way up. And then his head comes under last. Go back into full extension, trying to bow out as much as we can, and then slowly tailbone, low back, mid, all the way up. All right, 5 reps. Next, Adam's gonna come into a blocked position. So for a blocked position, you're gonna come down like this, hands up over the head. So he's totally blocked here, right? Scoot a little bit forward. There you go. Right? He has no ability to move his spine because he's locked his hips down in place and he's locked his upper body in place. So now we're going to try and use breath alone to expand that thoracic cavity. If you sit at a desk all day, chances are your thoracic spine, which is the middle part of your spine, is a little bit locked because you spend most of the day like this. Once it gets locked, we have to work to break those vertebrae apart and expand it. So Adam is gonna take slow, very big, deep breaths, and he's gonna try and breathe those breaths right into here. We're gonna do 6 breaths, as big as you can, Adam. Expand my hand. Breathe into here. Expand. Feel that blow this area open. 1. Think about breathing in as deep as you can to this upper part of the back to try and stretch it out because it's become compressed over time. We're using that expansion of the ribs in order to move this apart. We have muscles in between our ribs, they're called intercostals. Those have the ability to push those ribs open, then expanding the vertebrae as well. 6 big, deep breaths into this area. Breathe. Keeping his shoulders locked in place. He's not letting himself move from here. He's also not letting his hips pop up. Are you? What number are you at? 6. Great. All right. So now that we've hit some spinal waves and some expansions of the thoracic, we're gonna work on some spinal rotations. So we'll switch spots for a second. So for this one, we're gonna get in this quadruped position, right? So we're on all 4s. Our hands are stacked directly under our shoulders. We're going to start with a bow draw, our right hand. So we're gonna pull this up, trying to touch our hand to our shoulder and pull our elbow up to the sky. We're then going to breathe out, reach under us, and reach as far as we can. That's 1 rep. We're going 5 on each side. So breathe in through our nose, pull that elbow up as tall as we can. Breathe out, reach. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, reach, making sure we hold for a second or 2 at each end range. Breathe in, up. Breathe out. Reach. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, reach. Switching to the other side. Remember, pull as high as you can, reach as far as you can. Breathe in, pull up to the sky. Breathe out, reach that arm as far as we can, rotating through our spine. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, reach, 2 reps. Breathe in, up. breathe out, reach. 3. 2 more reps, let's go. Breathe in, he pulls up as tall as he can. He breathes out, and he reaches this hand as far as he can towards me. Good. Breathe in, last rep. Breathe out, and reach. Nice job. That's a nice little segue. Today is an upper body day. Now that we've hit the spine, we started to get the shoulder, the glenohumeral joint, and the scapula involved in that last one. So we're gonna start working those now. So we're gonna start by working the scapula. We're gonna sit back onto our heels if that's comfortable, as long as we're not having pain in our knees. If we have pain in our knees, we can stay up tall. We're gonna start with our left arm. We're gonna put it directly out to the side here. We are then, without moving any other parts of the body, going to try and punch our fist as far away from us as we can. We're then going to depress the shoulder down as low as we can. We're going to pull that arm back, pulling our fist towards us, and then hike the shoulder up to the ear, always keeping the arm parallel to the floor. Then we're gonna punch that fist out, down, pull in, up, out, down, pull in, up, out. 2 more. Down, pull in, up, out, down, pull in, up. All right, we're switching sides to the other arm. I'll work with Adam on this one. He's got his right arm out. He's going to extend it as far away from him as he can. He's going to depress his shoulder down. He's going to pull it back in, squeezing at the scapula. He's going to raise it up. Out. Down. Ooh. Having some trouble with that depression, huh?
Yeah.
Out. Ooh. Is this your bad shoulder?
No.
Good.
I'm proud of this one.
Good. 2 more times. Nice and slow, like we're fighting through mud. Pulls his arm in, and shoulder comes up. Out. Down. In. Up. Good. All right, switch sides with me. Now that we've worked through some scapular movement, we're gonna work through the actual shoulder joint, the glenohumeral joint. So in order for this, we wanna get in a limited quadruped position, right? So we're gonna come forward. My butt is back on my heels. I'm leaning forward, my hands are on the ground. From here, I'm gonna take my right arm with my thumb out in front of me. I'm going to extend up with my thumb, pointing it up to the sky, as far as it can go, without me starting to move all over through here. From here, I'm going to spin that thumb to the left as I rotate my arm up and around. Thumb's trying to get to the back of the room without me leaning. Down, thumb is now pointed towards the back of the room. Knuckles come to my side. Then we're gonna go, thumb goes backwards. Starts to rotate up, trying to get it to the sky. Trying to get it to the back of the room. And back down. We're going 2 more times through this one. Thumb comes up to the front of the room, follow it. Thumb points to the left, around, getting as much range as we can. We're not cruising through these, we're fighting for every inch that we can get as we go. Going back, thumb leads us to the back of the room, rotate around, find those sticking points and hold at them for a second. If you have pain in the closing part, work around the pain, don't just work through it. Down. On our last one, we're gonna go very slow, like we're fighting through 60% mud here. Fight for every inch. Hold that top position now. Hold that end range of motion. Come back, rotate that shoulder around and in. Coming around, knuckles to our side. Going back, we're gonna hold our end range too, so our thumb goes back. We get to that sticking point. Hold there for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to bring that shoulder around. Thumb gets towards the ceiling. Arm comes up and around. Points to the ceiling and down. Those are pretty rough, huh? All right, we're gonna do the left shoulder now. Adam's gonna get in this quadruped position. I'm gonna drink my coffee.
Must be nice.
Yep, thumb is up. He's gonna come up, close to the ear as possible, keeping his bicep close to his ear. Once he gets to that end point, he's gonna start to rotate the bicep around. Thumb comes around. He's fighting for every inch he can on this movement. Comes around, his knuckles come to his side. Down, good. Coming back. Coming around, he's gonna start to unscrew that arm. He's gonna come up and over my head if he can. He's fighting for all that range. Good. Now I'm gonna make myself just an inch taller to see if he can get over it on the way back. Fight for it without pain. Good, there you go. Round and down, yeah, buddy. The coffee's good. Coming up and around. And down to center. Awesome. Stay there. All right, just keep to your left. We're now gonna do some axial rotations of the shoulder. This is starting to get into that same joint that we were looking at, but starting to create a little more torque through it. So we're gonna get in that same position where we're seated on our heels. We're gonna put our left arm up to our side, like we're flexing for a picture, but the front of our hand, our palm is gonna face forward. We are now going to keep this part, our upper arm, our bicep and tricep, in the same, think of it as if there's a tube around you. So we don't want this dipping anywhere. We are going to go down, nice and slow, until our end range of motion, and we're gonna hold there. If you're down all the way here, you either have a super shoulder or you're letting your shoulder dunk over, which we don't want. We want to keep it up in that fixed position so that it's straight in line. We're gonna go back up very slowly until we get to that end range and hold there. Going back down, we also want to make sure that we're not moving through our wrist on any of this. Our wrist stays fixed. Going nice and slow down as far as we can. Once we hit that end range, we'll hold, not letting our shoulder dunk over, keep it set back. Go back up. Our upper arm is in a tube, it can't be moved. And hold here, looking at that external rotation. Coming back down into internal rotation, very slow. Get to that end range and hold for 3, 2, fight against it, 1. Come back up and hold against that back end range for 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna switch. We're gonna hit the other arm now. Yeah, it's like a dance move. All right, as we hit this arm, right? Adam comes down, down. He's locked at his wrist. He hits that end range. For him, it's right here. He's gonna hold for a second, and he's gonna start to bring it back up nice and slow, like you're fighting through some resistance. Good, good. End range, nice. And then he's coming back down with it, following me, keeping this in the same plane, not letting any movement happen there. Good. 3 more, up and down. Let's see who we got in here. Nick Schaefer and Zach. What's up, guys? Good, fight for it. Yeah, don't bend that wrist. Down all the way, and then fight it, back up. We getting mobile this morning. Nice. All right, last one. Last one down. Just finish it down. For some good juice. Ooh, that's the juice. The juice. All right, good. All right, keeping on with the shoulders. Today's focus is shoulders and a little bit of spine, but primarily shoulders. So our next one is going to be prone shoulder cars with both shoulders. We're looking for maximum range of motion here. So for this one, if you have a towel, you want to put it under your face on the ground. I'm gonna lay on my stomach. I gotta make sure you're able to see me. And I'm gonna extend my arms out in front of me with my thumbs up. From here, I'm going to raise, my face will be down. Why don't you demo this while I talk through it? Social distancing. All right, Adam's arms are gonna be out in front of him. You guys scoot back. Always. Technical difficulties, we're still learning this IG Live thing. All right, his hands go out in front of him, his thumbs point up to the ceiling. From here, he's gonna raise his hands up as high off the ground as he can. He is then going to rotate around back very slowly, trying to keep them as high as he can, as high as he can. As he comes around, his knuckles will flip upside down. That rotation will be the natural rotation of your body. His hands come together and they lay on his low back. He relaxes his arms. He'll now re-engage his scapula, extend at the elbows, come back around nice and slow, all the way to the front, fighting for every inch of motion he can. He lays his arms down, forcing him to re-engage, thumbs point up, raise, fight for every inch you can, brother. We're gonna do 7 reps of this, 7 times through this. Adam is on number 2. Boom. Up, extend, fight for that motion. Clear that gunk out of the shoulders. Boom, 2 down, 5 to go. Whoever said mobility was easy? That's it. Come around, yep. Now extend. Fight. Nice. Good. Come on. We got this. Good. What rep is this? 4? 4. Number 4, we're doing 7 of these, right? So he's not getting lazy. He's going all the way to that end range. Biceps by the ears, thumbs point up. Arms track slowly around like he's fighting them through mud. He's gonna bring them around, bend his elbows in, hands lay on the low back. They come back up, extends the elbows, arms start to track around towards the front. Higher and higher, his shoulder blades stay set down, sets his arms down. 5, let's go, 2 more reps. He's fighting for every inch he can. Don't just swing yourself through it, right? Really resist that traction. Taking our joints through this full range of motion consistently is one of the single best ways to keep our joint capsules open as we get older and prevent some of the deterioration that happens through those capsular ranges as we age. Good, last rep. Every inch you can, brother. You got this. Elbows up, extend, bring them around the center. Nice. And down. All right, relax. So if you saw the post ahead of time, we asked you to bring a plastic cup with you. We've got paper ones here. We're gonna do wrist cars now. We're gonna take our wrist through the full range of motion. So if you don't have a plastic cup by you, you can use your phone, anything that you can set on top of your wrist. These are gonna be really difficult.
Really difficult.
Let's just fold our towels up and put them on top of our wrist. There you go. All right, the plastic cup may be too hard. Put your phone or something on top of it. So I'm gonna put this on top of my wrist as a cue to myself not to tip my wrist and let it fall. So once I have this on top of my right wrist, I'm going to ulnar deviate, which means tilt my hand towards my pinky. I'm going to go into full extension, fighting for every inch I can as I get into extension I'm then going to come up towards my thumb side, radial deviation. We won't get much range here, just anatomically it's not possible. And then I come into flexion. On flexion, I'm making sure that I'm not bending my fingers to cheat it, right? I've got a straight line of my hand. Then I come back to the pinky side, full extension, wrap it up towards the thumb, and flexion. Back around one more time this way, extension, thumb side, and flexion. All right, we're going back the other way. Make sure you're balanced on top. We're going to start with extension, so all the way down. A side note here, if your extension looks like this, maybe you shouldn't be doing push-ups because you can't get your wrist into a 90-degree angle without putting weight on it. Anyways, extension, we're going to go towards our pinky, ulnar deviation, up into flexion, through the thumb, into extension. Really fight for every inch we can get here as we come around. Make sure our fingers aren't bending. Around, thumb side, extend, pinky side, flexion. All right, let's do our other wrist. Put our block there. We're going to go into our pinky, into extension, towards our thumb, and flexion. Keeping our fingers straight. Pinky, extension, thumb, flexion. One more time around this way. Pinky, extension, thumb, flexion. Hold here. Let's take it back. We should be shaking a little bit. That's just missed neurological connection. That's a good thing. Thumb side. Then we'll extend. Pinky side. Flex. Try and make as big a circle with the tip of your middle finger as possible. Think about that. Thumb side. Extend. Pinky side. Flexion. One more time around. Thumb, extension, pinky side, flexion. All right, we've hit shoulders, we've hit wrists. Let's get a little bit into our elbows now. For this one, we're gonna work on chopping our head off. So, our hands go out in front of us, like we're punching someone, thumbs point towards each other. Our goal, again, just like when we did this one, is going to be to keep our upper arm in the same plane of motion the whole time. Not let it move around, but keep it locked in. So we're going to turn our thumbs towards each other. We're going to bring them in under our neck like we're chopping it off. And then we're going to extend. Keep trying to bring your arms outside as you slowly push forward. We should feel that good through our elbows. Rotate our thumbs back in. Back under our neck. And as we continue trying to push our thumbs to the outer wall, we'll extend at our elbows. Again with this one, turn the thumbs in, bring them around under the neck. Try and get those thumbs as far to the outside walls as we can. We should be shaking. And extend at the elbows. One more time this way. Turn those thumbs over. Bring them around. Chop that neck. Outside of the room, and slowly, slowly extend as we try and get those thumbs to the outside of the room. All right, shake it out, shake it out. We're going back the other way. So we're taking those thumbs to the outside of the room. We're even trying to rotate them down a bit as we come up. We're gonna come around. Thumbs are together. Rotate them out as far as we can. Try and get them upside down. And come in. Under us. Thumbs are facing each other. Rotate them out. Hold. Keep trying to rotate them upside down as we do the bicep curl. In. Under. Last one. Rotate them out. come around, and under. Finally, what time is it? Oh yeah, 30 minutes, perfect. We're gonna finish with just a little bit of hand stuff, get our hands working, get them fired up. For this one, we're going okay to ice cream. So we start in the okay position, we swirl our fingers around into holding an ice cream cone. From here, we're gonna go back around to okay, and around to ice cream. Don't think of this as doing it like this, right? We're fighting for every inch we can here. Okay, around, ice cream. We're doing 4 more. Okay, around, ice cream. Should feel like you're rock climbing right now. Around, okay, around, ice cream, around, okay, and around,